Hunter Biden was target of Chinese intelligence mission, XAG warns. I mean, it's pretty obvious that he was. They used him to get close to his father to blackmail both of them. That's why Biden have to do the Chinese bidding. I've showed many receipts of um, how Biden would go against the United States' own interests just to please China. I gave so many instances. But before we get started, go ahead, hit that like button, share this out so we can get this information out there. Subscribe if you're not already a subscriber, and hit that alarm bell so you know when I'm putting out new stuff. When you hit that alarm bell, you can change it from personal to all. That way, you get all my notifications for when I put out stuff because I put out stuff sporadically throughout the day. Also, check out my link tree in the description. It has a link to my Patreon where I talk about things I can't talk about here. And there's also a link to my Instagram where I put out news throughout the day to keep you informed. All right, let's talk about this news. Democrat President Joe Biden's son Hunter was the target of a Chinese Communist Party intelligence mission. A former U.S. Attorney General has warned. According to former acting Attorney General Matthew Whitaker, Hunter Biden employed a secretary who was exposed by the FBI as a CCP spy. The FBI reportedly has evidence that Hunter's former secretary, Jackie or Jackie Bao, was employed by the CCP at the same time she worked for the Biden family's business. How many how many foreign spies does the Democrat Party employ? I just went over another one yesterday that turned out to be a CCP spy. CCP spy. Why do they keep hiring these people into their administrations? I mean, they'd be very very close to them. It's like, I mean, I don't get it. It got to be on purpose. How do you not check these people's background? You have to know where they come from. When you know they come from China, you might want to do a little bit more investigative work, especially when they work in some close to government like this. You would think they would look into that. It's crazy how many of these spies work for our government. And Bao was working for Hunter during the time the Biden family business struck a lucrative deal with the CCP owned energy firm at the heart of Chinese President Xi Jinping's quest for global economic and political domination. Quote, there is no doubt that Hunter Biden was part of a Chinese intelligence mission that was trying to gather as much information as possible about Joe Biden, Hunter Biden, and the entire Biden family, Whitaker said during an interview with Fox and Friends. The evidence concerning Bao was at the center of a letter Wednesday from Rep. James Comer to the FBI Director Christopher Wray. So where's the FBI on all of this? Why are they just allowing this to happen? Instead of them investigating important stuff like this, the Hunter Biden laptop, which we got so much dirt on the Biden family in there, instead of investigating that, they're knocking down doors on people that are against abortion. That's ridiculous. And Comer is the top Republican on the House Oversight Committee. The committee Republicans want more information from Ray concerning the Biden's deal with CCP linked CEFC, China Energy, in 2017 and 2018, the New York Post reported. After infiltrating the Biden family, Bao urged Hunter to encourage Joe Biden to run for president months before he announced, and then supplied the Biden family campaign advice related to China, the letter says. So China literally pushed Joe Biden to run for president. They wanted him to be president because they have all this dirt on him, like I've been saying from the beginning. And the way to get, they know the only way to get Joe, the only reason Joe Biden won was because of the virus. I'll let you guys draw your own conclusions there. Whitaker, who served as acting attorney general under President Donald Trump, told Fox News the case is being built brick by brick. Quote, and this revelation that somebody that close to the family that worked every day with Hunter Biden had access to most of the information or the various companies I think is a significant step, he said. Whitaker said information gathered in an investigation by Republican Senators Ron Johnson of Wisconsin and Charles Grassley of Iowa and provided to the U.S. Attorney in Delaware, quote, it's just shocking how much money was being given to the Biden family. According to WND, Congressman Comer said in his letter to Wray that the quote relationship between Biden and Hunter Biden appears from evidence obtained by committee Republicans to have become personal and exceeded a professional capacity. So we know what that means. He was knocking it down. Well, on Wednesday, White House spokesman John Kirby was asked about the Biden family deal with CEFC China Energy. The energy company is an arm of Beijing's, quote, Belt and Road Global Infrastructure Initiative in 150 countries aimed at expanding China's power. Quote, this is a very simple question, but it's an enduring point of uncertainty, the reporter began. Does the president's son still co-own a company with China's government? And if not, can you provide some basic transparency about who bought that stake and how much money? Kirby, who was wringing his hands as the question was posed, responded, I don't have anything for you. China watchers, including the top Navy admiral, are warning that Xi, after securing an unprecedented third term as the Communist Party's general secretary and packing the Politburo with loyalists, is on a war footing. He is. We've seen what he's doing to his opponents. In 2013, Hunter Biden flew on Air Force One. Air Force Two with his then vice president father to Beijing. So why would he be on there flying to Beijing with his father and his father supposed to be there in an official capacity? Why would he bring his son? What was Hunter doing there? Less than 2 weeks later, Hunter Biden secured a deal with a subsidiary of the Chinese government's Bank of China, creating an investment fund called BHR that aimed to raise 1.5 billion. You think that's a coincidence? He just happened to go to Beijing. Then after he get back, he start this company. Joe Biden continues to deny he has ever discussed his family's business dealing. Yeah, right. You share a bank account with your son. But among more than a dozen documented instances that counter his claim, the vice president's son introduced his father to BHR CEO Jonathan Lee in a hotel lobby during the 2013 trip. And Joe Biden later wrote college recommendation letters for Lee's children. I mean, this you can't make this stuff up. And BHR Partners facilitated a 2016 deal in which a Chinese company bought um, bought a Congolese cobalt mine from American and Canadian companies. Cobalt is a key material in electric vehicle batteries. I mean, it's really, really popular now. We don't even know if we have enough to keep creating all these batteries, but that's a whole nother story there. In his letter to Ray on Wednesday, Comer said Bao, quote, worked for the Chinese government's National Development and Reform Commission, NDRC, which is in charge of China's macroeconomic planning and approves any major project that receives foreign funding and therefore was linked to the Communist Party of China, her employer before the Biden family. So she already has a link to the CCP. Wow, this is amazing. The committee Republicans have documented in which Hunter Biden refers to the founders and chairman of CEFC, Yi Yiming, as his quote partner, and the vice chairman of CEFC, Patrick Ho, as his client and the effing spy chief of China. And I think I reported on him before. And Bao, according to documents, was also working for CEFC employees linked to the Chinese Communist Party, Comer said. Regarding the potential purchase of an American natural gas company, Bao told Hunter Biden, Jim Biden, and CEFC associates in an email that, quote, my job is to make sure our interest is protected. Whose interest? The CCP? Well, Bao Comer said, quote, attended negotiations with U.S. energy companies and helped execute financial transactions. She, quote, appeared to be effectively running the joint venture under Hunter Biden's name, producing yearly reports and business plans for Hudson West III, the joint venture Hunter Biden created with China Energy. I mean, this just gets worse and worse. Um, in a May 2017 email regarding the partnership discovered on Hunter Biden's abandoned laptop and verified by its sender, the CEO of Hunter Biden's company, Tony Bublowski, and I've reported on him before, the big guy was to be given a 10% cut of the deal. We know who the big guy is. Bublowski and another former Hunter Biden associate, James Gilliar, have identified it at Joe Biden as the big guy, of course. Bubelinski, I'm sorry, says he met with Joe Biden regarding the deal in the same month. The former business associate said his clear impression was that Joe Biden was vetting him for the role of CEO of the family's venture with the Chinese company. Comer said that, quote, further integrate that to further integrate herself with the Biden family, Bao took a concerted interest in Joe Biden's presidential aspirations and strategy. In December 2018, the New York Times published a story about the Biden's family dealing with CEFC, about which prior to print and publication, Joe Biden called his son and told him, I think you're clear. Shortly thereafter, and still 4 months before he announced it to the American people, Bao sent a text message to Hunter. Uncle Joe should run for president in 2020. In 2018, she wrote to Hunter that his father, quote, will be one of the best presidents in our country's history, and that then President Trump tariffs on China were, quote, a failure thus far. I mean, so we know that she's basically caping for the CCP and pushing Chinese interests, and she will whisper that stuff in Joe Biden's Hunter Biden's ear, and Hunter Biden will tell this to his father, and so this is more proof. Y'all check all the receipts that I've been showing lately. That Joe Biden is being run by the Chinese government, and he has to listen to them, because if he doesn't, the Chinese government will expose all this because they got all the receipts. But let me know what you think. Leave your comments down below. Like, share, and subscribe. And check out themarkrepublics.com for the latest news. Until next time, peace.